at least some of us will be motivated and do things that the earth really wants us to do. The first Earth Day was celebrated in 1970. At that time, it was a small movement, but now the Earth Day encompasses 192 countries, and it is estimated that it is the single largest gathering of minds on a given topic across the world at any time of the year. Approximately a billion people are participating in activities related to the Earth Day on today, 22nd of April. So it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to this small session and let us celebrate our existence on this earth on this day. Have you ever realized, ever thought about it, that anything and everything that we use, that we are a part of, comes from the earth? This house where I'm sitting, the car that I ride, the office that I go to, the water that I drink, the food that I eat, the clothes that I wear, anything and everything we have taken from the earth. We have plundered the earth's riches for our comfort. Everything. There is nothing which exists in the world that we do not take from the earth. And therefore, it is appropriate that this Earth Day's theme is Restore Our Earth. Because for centuries, for millennia, we have taken from the earth as if it was our divine right. We have taken everything from our mother without bothering how much we are hurting and how much we are reducing whatever the earth has absolutely mercilessly. But come to think of it, what do you give to your mother? What do you give to your mother? Things? Not really. Like any mother, our Mother Earth wants some love. And when we say we will give love to our mother, the least we can do is to give her less trouble. As human beings, we trouble the earth every day. So, if we give her less trouble, and there are millions of ways in which we can give back by consuming less oil, less plastic, by recycling more plastic, more metal, more paper. Whatever we recycle is a consolation, it is a sigh of relief that our mother takes. That, yes, one less miserable day in existence when people are learning to recycle. So, there are hundreds of ways in which we can return back to our mother. And the world over, we all know that afforestation is one very significant way. Growing plants and trees is a very significant way in which we can reduce pollution, we can reduce the problems that the world is facing today. Just as an aside, I must remind you that 50 years ago in 1970, there was no law in any country which prevented people, industries, automobiles, anything that we can think of from creating pollution. There was no law against creating pollution. If an industry was polluting, you could not stop them, you could not take them to court. Fortunately for us, in the past 50 years, much has changed, but much more needs to change if the earth has to go back and become what it ought to be. And of course, it is a cliche that our future belongs to our children. And if we can take this greenification, the habit of understanding that plants can be grown, the habit of realizing that each individual, not the government, not the NGO, not somebody else, but we people can become responsible for creating a green earth, I think today's day would have been an absolutely wonderful day. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to the child in you, or through you, those who are participating, take this small message to the young ones in your house. and hopefully have some impact on our future. So I'm going to talk of very, very small and simple things which hopefully will inculcate a habit that will last through our lifetimes. And I'm saying this from personal experience because this is what happened to me. And now, every year for the past few years, we are planting thousands of trees in our vicinity, in our neighborhood, and I'm hoping that it has started to make a difference. So, from my heart and from my own childhood, I bring some of these things to you. Okay, here we go. What does this look like? Obviously, we all know it's a food takeaway box. Every takeaway meal comes in something similar. There's this black plastic box, and a plastic lid. If we are very lucky, this will go into recycling. But if we are not, this will go and sit in some landfill waiting to rot for hundreds or thousands of years. What do we do with this? We wait and we use this to teach our children the magic of growing. Here are two simple sheets of plastic paper, tissue paper. Let me put some colored sheet here for better contrast. Ordinary tissue paper, which I have folded, putting it here. So two sheets on this lid, plastic lid, and I'm going to gently take a paper cup and pour some water on this lid. I've just poured some water to make it wet. It's not too much water, it's just enough to make these two sheets of tissue quite moist. And I'm going to take something which is very simple, available in every household, mustard seeds. And I'm going to sprinkle these mustard seeds. And just very roughly sprinkle these mustard seeds. No science, no art, no nothing. Just a couple of teaspoonfuls of mustard seeds, and we are done. That's the exercise. Took less than maybe 2 minutes. And after that, all you have to do, I'm sure you can see this, a sheet covered with mustard seeds. We can press them down a little bit so that they stop rolling. And take a daily normal garbage bag, which all of us have in our houses. Put this lid into this garbage bag and shove it under our bed or our chair or in a dark corner somewhere and forget about it for 2 days. On the third day, when you take out this lid once again, it will be full of small, tiny plantlets. It will have the seedlings coming out. And all you need to do is to water it gently, keep the tissue paper moist, and in maximum 10 days' time, you will have microgreens. So, what our journey is today from microgreens to mega greens. This is the first part of the microgreen journey where we have used something as simple as a throwaway lid of plastic, a couple of tissue sheets, and what is available in almost all households, couple of teaspoonfuls of mustard seed. And in a week's time, your children who would have done this will find that the seedlings have grown to a couple of inches high. You can eat them in a sandwich, you can put them in your salad, you can put them in a soup, but it doesn't matter whether you use them or not. Your children will realize that how easy it is to give birth to nature. And that is the criticality. This is just a small sample. And you can do this with any number of things. You can do this with moong dal, you can do this with uh, gram seeds. This is, of course, moong pulses, again available in anybody's house. You can do this with methi seeds, fenugreek seeds. You can do it with almost fennel seeds. Our houses are full of seeds which we don't realize, and each of those seeds will grow. and will grow if you give it very little effort and attention. And in some cases, if the seed is large, the lid may not be enough. I've taken the other part of our disposable kit and punched a few holes in it, and can fill up some regular soil from any garden, from under any tree, and use this to grow our microgreens. Delicious, they are completely healthy, and they teach our kids how easy it is to grow stuff. Now, let's try to make it slightly more exciting on a day-to-day basis. So, what have I got here? A carrot, radish. Are we going to eat salad here? Well, we can definitely eat the salad, but what we don't eat is what makes things interesting. In this carrot, I've chopped away the top, and if you see, this top has got a small bit of its stem remaining. Obviously, everyone throws it away. Nobody uses that remnant of the stem. For example, even in this radish, we throw away this top part, but this top part can teach us how beautiful and easy it is to grow stuff. Take a small bowl, any bowl will do, put a few teaspoonfuls of water, and make the radish or the carrot stand in this water and put it on your windowsill. Nothing more is required except topping up the water. Don't drown the poor radish or the poor carrot in too much water. Just regular couple of spoonfuls of water morning and evening, and again in a week's time you will have growth. And when I was a kid, I've done this, and what I've also done is something very simple. This is another radish, and this used to be my favorite game at one time. I mean, I really used to love this. Not a game, but I enjoyed doing this. This is a radish. And what I've done is I've hollowed out this small bit. I've, with a small knife, I've dug out a hole in this radish. And I've tied three pieces of string to this hollowed out radish head. And I can hang this on any nail or a door handle where it gets some regular light. And all I need to do is to fill this hollow that I have created with a little bit of water. Again, morning and evening. It's a game as a child. It is a greatly interesting thing. Pour a few teaspoonfuls of water, and in no time you will see that not only new leaves will come, this radish will also start producing flowers. And I'm not sure how many children today have seen the flowers of a radish plant. In fact, I'm not even sure how many of our children who are born and brought up in our apartments even know that potatoes don't grow on trees, they grow under the soil. And they don't know how flour is made from wheat. They have very little idea of what nature does for us. They have, so we will have somebody saying that we will produce potatoes in a factory, and we will produce gold in a factory, making all sorts of peculiar statements with no idea that it is our mother nature which is ready with us all the time. All we need to do is to take small steps. And if you don't want to put this in a water, this is a small 4-inch plastic pot. I've filled it up with regular earth from a plot nearby, from a garden nearby. Nothing, there's no rocket science. All you need to do is to stick this head of radish inside the soil, water it gently, and it is good to go. The plants, the seeds, they are so keen to grow, they are so keen to survive, to bring forth another generation of plants, to bring forth more life. All we need to do is to support that a little bit. And in this simple task, we don't require any science, we don't require any equipment. All we require is a little bit of care and a little bit of attention, and our children will learn this rapidly, and this habit will give them great joy, at least as it has given to me, all through their life, and it will make them green warriors, which will help us sustain life on our planet. So I started by saying from micro to macro. So we talked about a little bit about how from our very households we can get enough material not only to grow microgreens from day-to-day stuff, day-to-day seeds, but also to enjoy them regularly as part of our diet, as part of our food. These are, I'm sure some of you are already aware, these are superfoods. They have all the goodness of the plant, the vitamins, the minerals that Mother Earth gives to us. And all we need to do is to use waste that we are going to throw away anyway to utilize the benefit of these things. Now, let's try to move to the mega. Does somebody recognize this? This,
Mango, mango
this
seed.
is this is a mango seed, the stone of a mango fruit. I was eating this fruit yesterday, and all I have done is after eating, I've taken a small scrubber and scrubbed out the bits that I could not eat. The yellow stuff that sticks to the mango seed, I've scrubbed it out and I left it out this morning in the sun to dry. What I'm going to do is to leave this stone to dry in the sun or in semi shade for the next 5 to 10 days, or maybe longer or maybe shorter. It doesn't really matter very much. I may even forget to bring it back inside. But after a few days, I'm going to take it back and put it in a paper bag or on an open shelf somewhere, not in a plastic bag, because plastic is dangerous, because it will still, the seed will still have moisture, and if I wrap it in plastic, the seed will rot. So I'm going to put it in a paper bag or an old newspaper or put it on top of my shelf where I have some space and be very patient. I'll be patient for a week, for till the time I get into the monsoon season. And come monsoon, I can take another pot, the same 4-inch pot, and bury it very gently in the soil. And I'll cover it up with half an inch of soil or maybe an inch of soil, and I'll put it out on my balcony, on my terrace, and I'll forget about it for a month. Maybe once or twice when it doesn't rain, I'll go up and give it some water. But then wonder will happen. From this useless mango seed, I am going to get a full blown mango tree, which will hopefully grow to 30 to 40 feet high and cover a diameter of at least 100 feet. From this single mango seed, this stone of mango, I'm going to grow a tree which will have, uh, when it's fully grown, a diameter of 100 feet. One seed. And today, if I can spare 1 square foot, because this is a 4-inch pot, if I can spare 1 square foot in my corner, in my garden, on my terrace, on my balcony, I'm going to grow 12 such mega trees in the space of a year. I'll plant them in the space of a year, and in 5 years, those would have become full blown trees. And guess what? What is the cost? The cost is 10 cents, 7 rupees. That is the cost of this plastic pot to make a change in the world. And you can do this with so many things. All of us, many of us eat sambar at our houses, right? And what is an essential component of sambar? You know that? Tamarind, imli. And every time we make sambar, we throw away those tamarind seeds. You will be surprised that so many of those tamarind seeds are full of life. They are not dead. They may have been on your shelf for a year, it doesn't matter. Take those seeds, wash them, and stick one or two of them in another pot like this. And in a space of 3 weeks, they will be tiny plants, which you can see. And in space of 3 months, they will be ready to be planted wherever you want to plant them. Exactly the same thing will happen in the coming months with another fruit, which all of us, almost all Indians, have loved to eat, jamun. Every jamun seed is a huge tree in the making. There's an old saying, from little acorns grow mighty oaks, from tiny gutlis grow great plants. So all I ask is that when you eat the jamun, just rinse them so that the ants don't attack them and pests don't get to them. Rinse away the remaining flesh, put them out to dry in exactly the same manner that I described for the mango fruit, for the mango stone, and follow the same process. By the end of this very monsoon, you will have so many plants that you will become famous in the area that you live as a great conservationist. This is all it takes to go give back to our Mother Earth. Now, uh, this simple exercise of getting what we have in our homes, in our kitchens, what we throw away routinely and regularly. If we teach this to our kids, I don't know if any kids are listening, you will yourself be fascinated by the magic that happens. The head of a radish, which we are going to throw away, or of a carrot, or of a turnip, or of a beetroot, any of these vegetables, root vegetables, a small piece of ginger, an onion, a piece of garlic, a pot of garlic, all of these things, each and every one of these things is not merely a vegetable. It is magic in the making for our children. All that we need to do is to figure out how to become magicians. And it is as easy as one, two, three. All we need is a little bit of interest and, as I said, 1 square foot of space to have this magic in our houses every day. With this, I come to the end of my small presentation to you. I hope you found it of interest. Uh, I certainly hope that at least this monsoon after the rains, you will have some of these plantlets growing. But that is not all. If it is not possible for you to go get these pots and you don't have the energy to plant and then plant those seedlings elsewhere, don't worry about it. It is all right. Just keep drying the tamarind seed or the mango seed or the jamun seed or the neem. There will be thousands of such seeds that will be around us. Just keep drying them. Keep them in an old newspaper, paper bag, anywhere so that they don't get infested by ants and they remain dry. And when the monsoon comes, go out for a drive with your kids. And wherever you find a little bit of empty space, throw some of those seeds away. Don't do anything else. In the monsoon, just throw those seeds in the ground. I am sure that many of them will germinate, and you and your children will have given the earth a gift for generations. I think that, uh, I'm now 60 years, and in the past 3 years, we have planted about 25,000 trees. I think this is the biggest achievement of my entire life because long after I'm gone, those trees will remain. And that is the biggest legacy for anyone that can ever happen. With those words, I would like to thank earth.org for giving us this opportunity to be a part of this wonderful Earth Day. Once again, my sincere thanks to everyone who has joined today. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Thank you very much, sir. Very
Thank you, sir.
inspirational.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you very
sir.
much.